Welcome to another WebShield WebCube WordPress tutorial. And this time what we're going to do is working with some plugins. We're going to use a security plugin first up to show you what you can do to improve the security of your website. So far in this site you can see our site's been themed, and we've switched off the posts, we've added some media, we've added 2 images. In the pages here we've added a couple of pages here. We haven't made any comments. In the appearances we've chosen a theme which is Sparkling by ColourLib. Thanks for that, ColourLib. Do check out, this is a really good theme that works straight off the bat every time. We've done some customization inside here, setting up the basic settings of the website. One of the things I forgot to do in the previous tutorial was to talk about menus, and we'll talk about that a little later in customizing menus in another tutorial. But this time we're going to talk about some plugins. So we go down here to the plugins options down here and look at the installed plugins. There's a couple of plugins that come default with WordPress to try and help you, and you can see that they're there to try and protect your blog there. So we can just activate plugins by hitting activate on them. Very simple, and away it goes, activating those plugins. Let's just add some new plugins. What we're going to do is we're going to look for a plugin that adds security to our website. There's a fantastic crowd called Sucuri who make a free or paid plugin, and I'm going to recommend you try their free plugin, and if you like it, definitely pay them and use their paid option. They seem to do a really good job. You can see when you look at a plugin how many people have actually installed it, and you can see that there's plenty of people backing this particular plugin and rating it pretty highly. So let's hit install now and bring that plugin to life on our installation. The plugin's installed, so let's hit activate plugin, and you'll see there's a new menu going to arrive on our particular web page. So you can see if I hit activate plugin here, we're going to get a new setting down the bottom left here. How wonderful is that? So we can click on here and have a look at our new plugin in progress. Now, one of the things you have to do first up with Sucuri is to generate an API key. It's pretty easy to do. Just simply click on it like this. Now, because this isn't an actual real live site, I won't do the DNS lookups. It might create some problems. So I'll just generate an API key and wait for the lovely people at Security to give us one. Okay, this is not running live, so I've got an invalid domain problem. But you should get an API key activating your particular Sucuri install. Next place to go for is the hardening section. This is wonderful because basically what you can do is do some things you might not have heard of or thought of to actually protect your particular website. The best you can do is this firewall setup, and for that you need to pay Sucuri for their cloud proxy. But we're just going to do some basic settings here. You can see that the upload directory is unprotected, and all you need to do to protect that is just hit the harden button, and that fixes that problem for you with one click. So I'm going to go through and harden up a couple of things here. I might not do all of them, but and you can see once you've hardened something up, you get this revert hardening if you've created a problem. So there's some things here. The README file is not deleted with the WordPress install, and that gives hackers an opportunity to get some details about our website before they can actually get in and hack it. You can see we were smart enough not to call our table WP, and therefore the default database isn't coming up. It's not giving me the option to harden that. The other thing we could do, and sometimes creates problems I've found, is to harden up the plugins and themes. Sometimes what I'll do is initially harden this up, and if I find that causes problems, I can actually just revert that hardening later. The other things you'll want to do with Sucuri is to go into the settings and just look at the alert settings. One of the problems I've found is that Sucuri tends to give you a whole lot of alerts when people try to hack your site. There's every possibility they will, but if you don't have the admin username as the main username, then you're well protected against that. If you've got a good password and Sucuri's in place, But if you don't want to be alerted every time that someone tries to hack your site or some bot tries to hack your site, simply remove it like that. I usually leave it as leaving alert when successful login attempts occur, just so that I get notified if someone does manage to log in. But if they use a brute force or a hacking attack that makes multiple login attempts that fail, I'll be getting hundreds of emails if I leave that particular option live. So let's save those changes there, and I should be now given alerts when someone does log into my site, but not if there's a failed hack attack. If you do get hacked, and that's a nasty possibility, there's some really great post-hack options here that allow you to change your settings, generate some new security passkeys, and to re-protect your site after some of the problems have occurred. You can reset the user's passwords, reset the plugins here, and that allows you to set things back up and renew your security level if you were actually hacked. You can also in here check the last logins and see who actually attempted to log in. You can see here there's the admin login registration. If there were failed logins, you can actually have a look at that. So we can see that Sucuri is a pretty good plugin that adds some really great security features. Obviously they'd love you to buy the product, and it looks like a pretty good product, but if you want some basic security, the security of Sucuri is a pretty good place to start. Thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to catching you at our next tutorial. Talk to you then.